Hi, my name is Gary Gallant. I have three guests, or three people today that are going to be working out for us and demonstrating for us today. Back in the back, I have Forrest. Forrest is going to be a senior for us here at this high school. I have a new volunteer named Yvonne, and she's inexperienced in anything that goes on currently today, so she's kind of a newbie. And then in the very back, I have Walker Adams, and Walker is a junior, and both these guys have been put through the neck program and also the different types of things that we do in this weight room every single day. I'm just going to take us through today a general progression of what the neck actually does every single day. The things that we're going to look at today is flexion, extension. So flexion would mean that I'm actually taking my chin, and I'm going to actually take my chin down to my chest, back through that position, back to a neutral spine. Extension would be the opposite. We're actually going to lift the chin up and then bring the chin back down. We also will work on lateral flexion, which means that we're going to be taking our head, moving it to the lateral side, okay? And then from there we can also look at rotation. So we'll look at rotation, and then the next one is what we call an oblique pattern, or an X or PNF pattern, which is moving from a high position diagonally to the opposite low position. So that is another part of rotation, but also flexion, extension, kind of a combination of movements. So what I want the three demonstrators to do is they're going to pick the bar up with a shoulder width grip, and then from there we are actually going to push the shoulder blades up. So that's called elevation, and then back down again. And so we're just going to work that glide process. Go all the way up again, Yvonne, and then back down. Good. Back up again. Any discomfort with you? Back down. Good. You're getting tired. Up. Getting tired a little bit. Back down. Good. So you can just see Yvonne, she's just not aligned. And that's the problem that I see in most kids today, is that they just don't have really good alignment. Yvonne, go ahead and put the bar down. You guys go ahead and continue to go ahead and go through elevation. Give me a couple more of them. And so we're just elevating the barbell up and down. That's it. Okay? Go ahead and relax. Put the bar down. Now go ahead and show retraction. So retract. And now with Yvonne, you can see one of the things that happens is the upper trap likes to come into play, or likes to take over. So the only thing that she understands right now that she can do is actually elevate her shoulder blades. And so she's actually trying to elevate and squeeze. What I want you to think about is I want you to squeeze my fingers with your scapula, these two guys. Can you squeeze my fingers for me? Okay, good, and then back down. And then retract and squeeze, and back down. Go ahead and push your knees back a little bit more towards me. I want you to stretch a little bit more. You feel those hamstrings? Good. Now go ahead and squeeze, and then back down. So you can see how she wants to elevate. If you look at the guys in the back, you'll see them, they have a little bit better ability to retract and squeeze the shoulder blades together. So this is a really simple exercise you can probably do on a coffee table. You don't have to have a special piece of equipment for it. But all we're working on is the ability to push the shoulder blades down. So we're going to actually control now the lower part of the trap to actually do that, okay? So he's just staying big and tall. He's still squeezing shoulder blades in the very back, and then from there, he's just going to go up and down. We vary these reps anywhere between 15 to 20 reps. Go ahead, Yvonne, I'm going to have you go ahead and sit down. And now all you're going to do is nice, slow, and controlled. You're going to try to squeeze your shoulder, like let your shoulders come to your ears all the way up. Now push down and away from it. Walker, go ahead. Demonstrate real quick for me. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Good. Elevate. Good. Now depress. So this is just what we call depression. Our neck progression starts on the ground. We just use towels. So Forrest is just maintaining a plank position, so you can see that he's actually has his elbows on the ground. And then from there, he's just more of an isometric hold. You can go ahead and do a little bit of a rocking there, Forrest. Now what I want you to do is I want you just to go ahead and rock on top of the forehead. There you go. And then back down again. And so then you're going to go that frontal, what we call extension and flexion of the neck. And then from there, we can work a little diagonal. So you can like chin tuck. There you go, chin tuck and roll, and then back down. So you can see Walker try to increase his range of motion. He's just getting that really good stretch in the back. You guys go ahead and flip over. Rep range on this would be, this is like just mobilization. So, you know, I usually do like 3 circuits. So I count each rep as 1, but we do all 3, and then that'll give us 1 rep. Good. And try some chin tucks. Just continuing with the progression, now we've moved on to an RX pad, the same prone and supine positions. They're moving 3 different patterns, this flexion extension. They're working that lateral flexion, and then from there they're working more of a diagonal pattern. And they're just moving back and forth. You count each rep as 1. I do a whole circuit across, which equals 3 reps. And so I'll do that 3 times through to kind of get us moving. Then we're gonna flip over real quick and then do the same thing on the back. And just trying to get that supine hip bridge, get those hips activated, get those glutes activated, and just trying to open up and mobilize. One of the things I haven't really talked too much about is you guys doing circumduction, so the ability to move circularly. So actually we can kind of do a whole like circle on the head. All right, that's good. We're gonna stand up and move on to bands. And bands are a whole different implement that we can use, or a modality that we can use in the workout. The biggest thing is we're gonna put the band in the front of our forehead. We're gonna choke up and gather some tension on the band, wherever that is. If you guys need to double band it, you can double band it. We're just gonna put it on right at the very front of our forehead. We're gonna retract our shoulder blades. We're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together and then try to widen the hands to about 90 degrees, and we're gonna hold that position. The same action can go. We're gonna go ahead and go into flexion, go ahead and tuck, and then get right back up again. Now go ahead and show me a diagonal tuck. Good, so now we're gonna go all the way over, good. And the next thing is we can go to the other side. So just those actions that we can do every single day, the same things that we were working on the AirX pads that we can do, the same thing that we were working on the towel, now we just progress up to where we actually do a band. Okay, let's go one more cycle. So let's go down, flexion, get back to neutral. And then from here, we're gonna go through rotation, chin tuck to the opposite shoulder, back up again. And then do rotation down to the other shoulder, back up again. Now let's move the band to the back. So now we'll put the band on the back of the head. We're just gonna go through extension, look to the ceiling, back down again. Okay? And so the bands vary. We have very heavy bands and we have light bands. And so we can, vary the intensity. And to start kids out, go light, do it right. And then from there, we can build up as we get a little stronger. So you guys do the same thing. Extension, and then I want you to do a diagonal chin lift, look over your shoulder like you're looking over your shoulder. And then do the same thing in the other direction. Now you're gonna go ahead and clasp the band together. So now we're gonna put it around our head, like so. There we go. So now we're gonna get that tension again, retract shoulder blade, set that shoulder blade where it needs to, and then from here, we're just gonna work on lateral flexion. So now we're just gonna try to see if we can take our ear and touch it to our opposite shoulder. Any of these movements, we wanna build up to where we're doing 12 to 15 reps for every single movement that we do. Yvonne, you're doing great. Retract, good. Now let's go ahead and see if we can do a little rotation. So now from here, I just want you to rotate. So that's one of the other things the neck does for us. It allows us to actually rotate from side to side. Good, so we're gonna turn away. Brought in a squat rack so we can hook some bands up, some gorilla bands up. We're not doing any movement right now, we're just doing isometric holds, and then relax. Do it again, reset, reset those retractors of the spine. Get it big and tall, lift your chin a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Go ahead and now bring that chin back in, chin tuck, chin tuck, chin tuck. So now we're gonna go ahead and put it on the front portion of the head. And then from there, we are gonna actually big and tall, eyes up. Now chin tuck back into your throat. There, right there, good. Now retract shoulder blades. Squeeze your glutes hard, fire. Now, get that tension, get that tension, get that tension. And then from there, relax. So we're just doing 10-second isometric holds back and forth, just trying to get us in different positions. Back up again, good. Good. Retract shoulder blades. So that's the hard part, keeping that. You feel the difference when I do that to your shoulders? Good. Retract, extend, good, and that's good. Big and tall, good. Now do the lateral. I want you to do rotation for us. There you go, big and tall. So just some different band positions that we can do, still working on the rotations. It's just now attached. And then they can go ahead and do the multi-directional aspect of the neck training exercises. All right, so now we're going to a manual neck, which I think most people are familiar with. Right now we're gonna work extension, so now we're gonna lift the chin up. So now go ahead and extend, and I'm gonna go a 5 count. There's 3, 2, 1, and then you're gonna resist me going down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then back up again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to that neutral spine and then back down again. Let's do one more rep. Go ahead all the way up, good, as far as you can, good. And then down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then from here, it's the same thing. I'm going to go down for 5. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and pull. 4, 5, and then back up again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so I would do that for 3 reps at a 5-0-5 tempo. The next one is lateral flexion. And she's going to go 5 towards the midline, right towards the midline for 3, 2, 1, and then resist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. 5, 4, 3. Go ahead and push. Good. Let's go one more time. Good. And right through it again. Good. And then we would flip over and do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, so that would be lateral flexion. And then the next one after that would be more of a diagonal pattern. And for her, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and control this. Go ahead and go down. So now I'm going to go ahead and chin tuck you to your opposite shoulder. And then what I want you to do is I want you to raise your chin to the opposite shoulder. Okay, you have that? Here we go. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on, go ahead and lift, go ahead and lift, go ahead and lift, go ahead and lift. Good. Go all the way back down. Good. And then back up again. We want to limit the in range as much as we can. Now we're going to go from this shoulder, go back up again, all the way up. Good. And then back down. Good. Back up. And then back down. And so just trying to maintain that tempo, and these guys doing this back and forth. These guys do this every single day. I would challenge you to go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and bring in some type of neck training into your program. Start with just the basics, keep it simple, and then from there, always remember that we were trying to increase range of motion, and that is the thing that we want the most from. Don't add weight. Don't do anything that you don't feel that you can do, and by all means, if you have any pain, make sure to contact your physician and stop immediately. So I just want to thank these guys for doing what they did today and being my demonstrators. Thank you.